That's two different people. Link and Zelda. Nah, it's the same person.
No, that won't trigger anyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. I'm back. I've had 2 weeks off. I'm an old lady. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Tempus, as always. But as you can see, Bendy, we've got Dark Link today. Bendy is on holiday, a much-deserved holiday after all of her very long endeavours over the last few weeks of getting that cosplay finished, I'd like to point out.
So we have Dark Bendy joining us.
We have Dark Bendy.
And as you'll know,
Dark Zelda
does not speak.
No. I did say we were going to trigger people. How have you been, Temp? It's been a hot minute since I've spoken to you.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Thank you. How
Good.
are you doing?
I'm alright. Last couple of weeks have been tiring. So, yeah. But now I'm good. Back at it. Trying to remember all the games I've played. I can't remember any of them.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, what have we played this week? Last week before, whatever.
Well, I was going to say, like, last week it was like I had like a bountiful amount of games that I played. This week, not so much.
No, that's fair though, isn't it?
Like I've still been continuing playing Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not played anything else really since last week. We did Steam Racer at the weekend.
Yes, that was fun.
He
was very pissed.
Look, okay, I was fine.
Was fine, okay.
Yeah. So if anyone that doesn't know, it was I did my 2-year stream anniversary stream, and I did like some community races and some giveaways and stuff, and there was drinking redemptions, and I managed to get through 2 bottles of tequila rosé.
Don't know how you managed to get through 2 bottles of tequila. It's disgusting, but
yeah, but it's tequila rosé. It's like drinking strawberry milkshake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't even taste tequila.
Oh dear.
That's why I could get through 2 bottles.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, the hangover wasn't so bad. It was the fact that it was coupled with I'm still recovering from like a really shit cold.
Yeah.
So between that and the cold, it probably made things worse. And I've not actually streamed either because everyone in the house has got it as well.
Oh.
So I've had ill family at home as well.
Yeah.
But it's just one of them weeks, I think. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much been it for me. Monster Hunter Rise and a bit of Steam Racer at the weekend. So unfortunately not very fulfilling for me. I'm sorry.
Forgiven, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm hoping you'll pad out the section.
Well, I do have a fair few games to play, to talk about. So, first one, there's a few on Xbox Game Pass, so sit tight, everyone. First one is Hard Space Shipbreaker, which is it kind of does what it says on the tin. You are in space breaking up spaceships. It's fun. If you like that kind of salvagey type game, I think you'll love it. It's doing well. As I say, it is on Steam, but it's also on it's free. I think it's a pre-release on Game Pass though, so it probably isn't in the finished state. I'll have to look at that and see what it is. But the only problem I had with it is you're in space, and what do you do in space? You very much float around jankily like this. So if you get motion sickness, this isn't the game for you. Because I don't get motion sickness, but I did playing this game. So it is very much like, if you accidentally boost too far one way, you will just spin out. And you have this like hard stop thing that is meant to just stop you in your tracks. But you kind of stop and then slowly starts spinning the other way instead, and it's like, oh god, no, I'm gonna throw up.
This doesn't help me.
But yeah, it's interesting. There are a few mechanics that I'm not sure about. For example, you're in space, there is no oxygen, and this is proven by the fact that if you accidentally get your face screen smashed in, you will die. You will die.
Oh, okay.
There is a death state. But for some strange and unknown reason, when you're cutting your way through metal, your cutter laser machine thingy can overheat and set you on fire in space where there's no oxygen.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, I get what you were trying to do there. You were trying to make sure that people didn't just like rattle through all this stuff all at once. You're trying to give them like a bit of a slowdown mechanic on it, but you're in space. You can't have fire in space. So yeah, that was a bit like, ugh, trying a bit hard there, guys. Sorry. So yeah, yeah, you know, shipbreaker. I haven't tested this, but theoretically, you could cut a dick out of the spaceship. So I think that's nearly the same as drawing.
I mean, it's got potential.
It's got potential. No, I think if you like this kind of game, if you like that breaking up, salvaging, putting together a resource management type of game, I think you'll love it. I think, you know, it'll be a good solid 8 to 9 out of 10 for most people. For me, it was a 7 or 8 because there's just a couple of things that I just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right at all. So, but yeah, give it a go. It's free on Xbox Game Pass. And you know how much we love Xbox Game Pass. And we know how much we love free games.
Indeed.
So, next one I'm going to talk about it was on Xbox Game Pass. It has come off as of the 1st of June, but it's a game called Yes, Your Grace, which it's a weird game. You're basically playing, it's a, you know, front game. Everything is 2D scrolling kind of situation where you play as a king, and it's like there's a card game that you can get on your phone called Rain, I think it's called, where you make decisions, and depending on what decision you make, your funds can go up or go down, people could go into famine, all that kind of thing, and it's a very easy lose state. Now, it's a very similar situation here, where you start your day every day by having the people of your kingdom come in and petition you for things, and they're like, I want to build a tavern, I will give you back some money if you give me this money to build it, and then I'll take some of your money away, but the love of your people will go up. And it was very much like this, but then there's this backstory where you can decide to like give your children to marry princes from other realms, and that makes them love you more. And I got quite far in before failing, and I failed because of money reasons, but it does allow you to load to the previous day's save so that you can make another decision and hopefully not die again. And I did that. I went back to my previous decision and then I kept carrying on. I didn't finish it. I didn't get to finish it properly before it came off Game Pass. It was fun though. If you like the decision type card games, I mean, it's exactly like that, but there's no cards per se. It's just a box of decisions. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll be coming back on Xbox. I know sometimes they do.
I mean, it's been on there for a while. I have seen it.
It's an old game. It's like 2000. I was 2020. I thought it was 2017. It's 2020 game. It's currently 20 quid. Well, it's 15. The normal one is £15 on Steam. If you like the soundtrack, and it is a pretty nice soundtrack. It's like a nice medieval like ambient soundtrack. That's 20 quid. So, if you like decision based games, and it is pixel art, by the way, it's not normal 2D art, it's pixel art. If you like those kind of decision making games, give it a go. It's fun. It's intriguing. It'll give you a definite... I mean, I was there for a good 3 hours on my first, before I failed, so God knows how long it'll take you to actually get through everything. I mean, I don't think I was anywhere near completing it, so...
So if you could potentially do it on your first try then?
I think so. It's not hard. I mean, if I can do it, I'm thick and I can't do maths or anything. So
it's not like a game where, like, again, almost like a roguelike or whatever, where you fail and you unlock other stuff that you can use or whatever. Is it just a...
No, it's not a roguelike or anything like that. It is just simply a kind of a card choice game where you fail and then you start again if you really fail so badly that you can't, like, the previous save won't do anything. But yeah, the fact that you can go back to the previous day save and it'll be fine is great. And I have one more game to talk about. Just one more. I actually have other games, but I've forgotten them all because I've been playing them in there. But this one I really wanted to talk about. This everyone's gonna be really funny. So I have played a game called Cat Cafe Manager. And it's exactly what it does on the tin. You manage a cat cafe.
Up your alley.
You literally start. It's kind of a Stardew Valley-esque. You know, your grandma used to own this cat cafe, and she died, and she left it to you. But it's in complete disrepair, and you have to build it up from the ground again. And you get there, and you basically adopt a stray cat. You start with one cat. And then you make a little cafe, and at first all you can give people is water, and then you can buy stuff from the local village and make other things and give them to them. I think I have about 5 or 6 cats now. But that's 5 or 6 cats with 2, so 8 cats overall. 2 of them I've given up for adoption in the village, so people in the village have adopted 2 of my cats already. And it's just cool. I mean, it's nothing particularly like hard about it. It's a kind of resource manager game where you have to think about how much. So the different types of people in the game will pay for your stuff in different way, but then the people in the village will accept, like, you can buy stuff from them with certain types of money as well. So you have to make sure you resource, like, which people are coming into your cafe depending on what you need. But other than that, it's like a proper just like, it's a cat cafe! I get to have
resource
cats.
management with money.
Resource management with cats and money. Cats. But yeah. Like, it's like the fishermen will pay you with fish, but you pay the person who owns the pet store with all the food with fish. But the furniture store wants, like, bits of paper or, not actual money. It's like, it's different types of money for different people. Like, it's not actually money. It's just what they value as money. It's bizarre in that way, but yeah, it's fun. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. It's nameless, senseless fun. You don't have to think about it. You can just sit there and do it. Sometimes
you need a game like that.
Absolutely. I mean, can't always be shooting people in Destiny. And I suppose...
Where's the cat cafe in Destiny?
Exactly. Bungie, call us. We need a cat cafe in Destiny. Okay, we had a ramen bar. Now we need a cat cafe. But yeah, that's my gaming for the last couple of weeks. I'll be honest, that was a couple of weeks. Like, most of these are a couple of weeks ago. I've had a couple of weeks of not really gaming because I've had stuff to do. I've got time to game. I'm making a game.
I ain't got time to game when I'm making one.
Exactly.
And, a cosplay conveniently in the background there.
Yes.
For you Critical Role fans, by the way.
It's very dark in that particular corner, so I'm not sure if you could see it, but that is indeed a Critical Role Legend of Lux McKenna. Cosplay.
Watch this space.
Watch it indeed. She'll be done at some point in the next 3 months because I've deliberately started her early, so I don't have to rush her.
Well, that's good time management.
Should bloody well hope so, considering my job title. But right, that was it. That was our playing for this week, or this last week. Bit of fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry I let that side down.
I haven't been here for 2 weeks, and you think we're not playing many games for 1 week is letting the side down.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah, let's go on to news. What news do you have for me, sir? Provide me with the news.
News. It's not overly up-to-date news as such because it kind of dropped last Thursday, but I kind of wanted to talk about the state of play. That obviously PlayStation showed us last Thursday.
That was not a bad state of play by all standards.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been worse.
You mean the time before?
Yeah, but I still feel like we're not seeing the things that we need to be seeing, if you know what I mean. Like the God of War, and even is it Forspoken? I think it is like the
Forspoken, yeah,
weird one. But yeah, I mean, like I said, in all intents and purposes, it wasn't the worst state of play, but obviously from the start, it just felt very, very much like, here we're doing a new VR2 headset. Look at all these wonderful new games you get to play. And I will admit, the Horizon VR looks brilliant. It looks so good. It does actually make me want to play it. Obviously, a VR headset, as much as buying another PlayStation. Obviously, they announced as well Spider-Man remaster going to PC.
Yeah, baby.
So that's good because that will kind of coincide with, obviously, later this month for Europe anyway, the launch of the PlayStation Plus new tier system, and that will have the Spider-Man and Miles Morales on that for the second and third tier people. So that'll be good because it just means that more people will probably be playing it again. A very good game. I never got around to playing Miles Morales, so it'd be good to get to that. Stray looks weird as all hell. You're playing as a cat that talks to robots. So, but the fact that they announced that it's a day one download for the PS Plus Extra and up people, that's very much kind of in line with a Game Pass, almost. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've already turned around and said we're not getting the AAA stuff on there. But if we do get some of these exclusives going straight onto this, it'll make it game changer.
Well worth it. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not AAA. I know so many people that want to play that Stray game. So many.
I'm not gonna lie, wasn't interested in it, but because it's going to be a free download for me to play, I will play it.
Not be interested in playing a cat. It's a cat.
Give me a dog. I'm a dog person. Moving swiftly on before I'm murdered. Callisto Project. Now, I did find out afterwards that it was done by the same people that did Dead Space.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it looks very much like Dead Space, including the fact that when one of the first things you see is somebody's head getting completely fucking blown off. And I was a bit like, I'm going to go through that now.
Yeah, it's very much not my kind of thing because I'm a pansy. And I don't do...
Technical term there, everyone.
Yeah, don't do horror and scary. Unless really forced to. He says, rewatching Stranger Things this week. But, I mean, it looks really good, but just even from straight away from the off, honestly, until they turn around and said it was something different, I thought it was just a new Dead Space game.
Dead Space, yeah.
So it's...
Suppose that's the question. Do we want another Dead Space game? Were people asking for that kind of thing? I don't know.
We're getting the remaster, aren't we, of the first one?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a remaster or a remake.
I don't, to be honest, those lines have been completely blurred by other people saying we're doing a remake and it's just a remaster. And it's like, guys, come on, there is a difference.
Like, yeah. I get it, it's done by the same people that did Dead Space, but it just feels like they've just gone, let's just make Dead Space and call it something different.
People will buy it, it's fine. Yeah. And the sad fact of the matter is people will buy it.
It does look good. Like, graphics-wise and everything.
Graphics-wise, yeah, that's fine. But the thing is, the next year or so, all of these games are going to look good because they're going to be made in Unreal 5, which is just mind-blowingly beautiful. So everything will look good graphics-wise. It's just whether they can make it different Because
Yeah.
all I'm envisaging is the same type of game coming out for the next year and a half, and it's quite annoying because I like variety in my games.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much really more you can say about it. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's straight away. I've never played Dead Space, but just as soon as it kind of launched up, I just thought it was in the back of my head. Oh, it's Dead Space.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get away from it. It just, and like I said, because it's the same people that made Dead Space. It's almost like they've not even thought about even trying to do something different. They've just gone, let's just do it again. Let's just do it again. But I'm sure the people that like Dead Space and like that kind of game, it looks like it'll be something good.
Yeah, no, like I said, they people will buy it because that's the type of game that people do like, inevitably. But at some point, we have to start making standards for different types of games rather than, hey, this one studio is really good at making this type of game. And it's like, that's great. But if it's just the same game over and over again, but you're just putting a different title on it, you're not doing anything, guys.
I'm not being funny. They probably could have left it with what it was, but just don't put it on a spaceship in space. Like, again, that's all it is. If it had been set somewhere completely different, put it on like an undersea station or something like that.
Yeah.
Just so you're not in the same environment. But it was because of the fact that you're on a spaceship.
Yeah, it's just the same thing again.
There's no difference to it. If you give it something slightly different to work with, so like people like myself might be a little bit more inclined to try it, but
we'll see.
There'll be people that play it.
Yeah, for sure.
We had Rollerdrome and Eternites, which look like two kind of indie games, but both of them are kind of went under the radar for me because they were just very much like Rollerdrome looked fine.
Yeah.
The art style in it looked brilliant. It's like it's rolling sports game. All right. Eternites RPG love system thing, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's like. Romantic. What is that kind of thing? It's like the love simulator. That's it.
Oh, it's a love simulator?
Yeah, it's like an RPG love simulator.
Eternites. I'm definitely spelling that wrong.
Pretty sure
Persona-inspired action RPG. Wow. I mean, it's yeah. Oh, there's also a band called Eternite. Oh, that looks like Persona. Yeah, it looks exactly like Persona.
It is pretty much, yeah. But I didn't want to say that. After what I just said about the Callisto project, just comparing everything to everything else.
Everything looks like everything else. There are no original ideas. They don't exist.
That is the issue when we've got to this point. It's very hard to come up with an actual unique idea anymore. But
and as a video game producer, I can tell you, help!
Need somebody.
Somebody pitch it.
They showed us some more Street Fighter 6.
I don't know why, but I love Chun-Li's outfit. I just love it. I don't know why. It's calling to me.
I don't know if it is the outfit or whatever, but it feels like they've made her like thighs like really big, like compared to everything else. It feels like they've been oversized.
Thick thighs kill people.
Lives. Different ends of the spectrum, I see. It looks good for a Street Fighter game. I mean, I've not really, I've not played a fighter like that really since I was a kid.
Yeah. So funnily enough, it's funny you should bring this up. We were talking about this at work. Because we've noticed that they've gone for a very Into the Spider-Verse-esque like graphics overlays and like splodges and stuff that come onto screen. It's very rendered. It's very like in your face when something like that comes up. It's different for them.
Yeah,
I would say.
That's the thing. You've got to do something with a fighting game to draw people in, I think, because
otherwise it's the same thing over and over again, isn't it?
Yeah, but I will say they did actually show something in this, that there is like a new game mode in it that feels a bit like almost like what Mortal Kombat did with one of their games. We actually run around the overworld.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I'm getting that correct from what I saw, and 2v2 fights as well.
Oh, yes, I did see the 2v2 fights. Yeah.
So they're mixing things up. They're adding something new, which is good because they could have easily just brought it out.
Well, Capcom needs to do something, didn't they? Otherwise, it was just they're literally being labelled as the studio that does everything over and over and over again, the same, nothing different. So
yeah. Well, I'm not being funny. It's brought them money all this time, and I think Marvel versus Capcom 3 or whatever it was, or that's kind of when people were just like, this just feels hammed.
That
was the big one.
I don't know. People will still, like you said, people will still buy them, but I think they did see a significant drop in figures over the last few because there was nothing different. There was nothing different.
I understand. Like, I mean, I've had this complaint in the past where a game has changed too much. So it feels like they're trying too hard to give it something new when it maybe just needed one or two new dynamics to it or something like that.
Yeah.
I get people don't want a repeat of the same games all the time. Like, it's fine, I think, if it's in like adventure story games, maybe like in the Lara Croft thing, like for example, you have basically your same premise of all your abilities and everything all the way through. You just upgrade certain tools or things just to make things a little bit different as the game's on. You haven't really got to change that much for people to still want to play the game if they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's things like fighting games, sport games. They are pretty much all the same thing every time they come out. So it is nice when they do something fresh to it.
Yeah.
That makes you like think, oh, this is different. I'll go back and try this. Because I think the last Street Fighter I played was 4. Didn't even try 5. And this was like we're back on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, of course.
No, 2 generations.
So I suppose this brings up two things, really. Would it be better for games like this, instead of bringing out new games every 2 years or whatever, would it just be better for them to do DLCs or seasonal content? So every few months it gets updated with this, every few months it gets updated like that, kind of like a Apex situation.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Imagine, we'll say Street Fighter for now because that's the like. But can you imagine a Street Fighter game that you pay £40, £45 for or whatever? You get a buttload of fighters, a buttload of stages, and customizable stuff, and then, like you said, it maybe even like, I don't want to say battle pass, but like a battle pass thing every now and then, where they bring out new costumes. You get a couple of new major stages, and they'll bring out, and they can just bring out a new character every now and then, and just have it as like an online presence that you keep updating, like almost in a battle royale or Destiny kind of sense, where it's always a live game.
Yeah.
Like even Overwatch to that point, like that, their system for Overwatch was brilliant. You bought it, it was live the whole time, and every time they brought something new out, it was free. But obviously for Overwatch 2, I think they're doing Battle Pass, which I think would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Because it gets rid of the loot boxes, but they still kind of get...
They get the money from you when you get stuff without having to continually guess what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. Or, still have hundreds of stuff that you need to unlock in the game, but they keep giving you duplicates. But yeah, no, I think that would be...
Yeah.
I think that would be a great concept for a fighting game. It might be one out there, but...
Well, there probably is. We just haven't heard of them because... This is the thing. With games like that, why would you go for an indie game over one that's like Street Fighter, that's well known, you know what you're getting, it's, it's never really that janky, but
I think it's kind of hard to really jank up a fighting game. But
I mean, you'd think, wouldn't you? But my second point is actually with stuff like Street Fighter, which is now on 6. 6 is coming out. Your question from last week. Should it have stopped by now? I mean, could Capcom have gone on to something else?
Because as much as this is 6, this isn't just the 6th game.
No, of course not. This is 6 just a Street Fighter.
Yeah. Because they had what? Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Pretty much the same game. You've had DS versions.
Yeah, and then you've had the Versus and...
Yeah, the Tekken Tag... Oh no, that's Tekken Tag, isn't it? Tekken Cross Capcom, I think, wasn't it? So it was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which I think is still technically a thing that's happening.
It's
it's the same vein as kind of like Sonic and stuff.
When is it too much? Is this 6th version? Yes, they've done some quite cool new stuff because they can, because they've rendered their engine better and blah 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 and stuff. But is it like great? Where do you go from here, though, guys? Because the only cool new stuff is realistically just going to be some like aesthetic things on the screen, maybe a couple more modes, but let's face it, it's probably been done somewhere else, and maybe some upgraded graphics.
You're basically getting probably new stages and some new fires.
Yeah.
That's really all you're ever going to get, I think. I mean, like I said, they've added a few new modes to this, so it might keep it fresh, at least.
Just have to wait and see.
Yeah. But I think my last one then to pick up from the state of play is they finally dropped some more Final Fantasy 16 on us after the initial release, initial reveal.
Yeah.
I mean, I have played only 2 Final Fantasy games, 9 and 10. And they were only just recent, and I really enjoyed them. And I liked the way they were. I tried to play 15, and I couldn't get past the training bit where it's telling you how to fight and stuff. I was struggling so bad with it, and it just put me off playing.
15 is Noctis and Prompto and those kind of guys, wasn't it? Yeah, I tried to play that.
It's the first kind of like open world.
I couldn't do it either. It was so boring.
Yeah, it was their first open world for a different fighting style, because it's not like turn-based as such now, is it?
Yeah.
It's the fighting is a lot more like if you was just playing Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that. From what I've seen, this is my experience, by the way. Obviously, those that have played it might say it works differently, but this is just coming from an outsider's view. I would like to try it again. Try and maybe be a bit more patient with it. But it was just the fact that it was teaching me how to do all the fighting, and it was just a lot. Like a lot of it.
Agreed.
Just to start. And that's like one of the things that does put me off a lot in games, when the training, like the tutorial, just goes on for too long and there's too much. Because if you're trying to force so much stuff down my throat before I've even really got in the game, I'm already going to be like, there's so much stuff for me to remember.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Some people might enjoy getting it all straight away, but other than that, cinematically, it looks like I can't take away from it. They've done a lot of work in how it looks.
Yeah.
And I can see why people are gonna get hyped for it. Actually, I did forget to mention one thing from this. The Resident Evil 4.
Oh, the remake.
I think it's a remake. Because they're remaking. They're going through them, aren't they, and remaking them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that looks pretty good, like graphics wise. But again, I'm not a Resident Evil person. I've never played one.
Don't do zombies.
Just don't do scary.
Might disagree with that, but
but like, yeah, it looks good though. It does look good.
Yeah,
And
no.
I think anyone that does like Resident Evil.
Yeah, I was going to say, anybody that likes Resident Evil, this is going to be a massive hit with them.
Yeah. But yeah, like it wasn't the worst state of play.
I think it's
nice
the best one we've
surprises, I
had
think.
for a good while, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's only
Well,
because the last ones we've had are quite disappointing.
Yeah, haven't we got something tonight as well? Because it's the Summer of Games or whatever it is.
It might be the game, Summer Game Fest, but I know this week, Sunday is the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and then next week is Xbox Extended showcase. So watch out for maybe some special guys. Just saying, watch out for some special.
Yeah, it's worth talking about.
But, yeah, I mean, we don't know.
Anyway, yeah, that's me.
It's a good state of play. Some nice things to look forward to. I'm sure there'll be a little bit for everyone in there. I.e., everybody just wants to play Stray because who doesn't want to be a cat? Everybody wants to be a cat.
Love it. I will just add though. Obviously, it's not confirmed, but there is kind of rumors that God of War Ragnarok is scheduled for Q4 of this year.
It wouldn't surprise me, although I still don't think it's going to come out until like February next year. That's my gambit on that. I think February next year.
I mean, you say that like it's a long time. I mean,
I don't even want to think about how not long it is.
No, we're literally in June, and it's like how are we in June?
I know.
Yes, that's me, and with a flourish.
Lovely. So let's get on to me, shall we? So my news this week. I don't know if some of you remember a few weeks ago, 3, 4, a certain amount of time ago, we were talking about Square Enix being bought by the Embracer Group. And we also, a few weeks ago, were talking about how Saudi Arabia had bought a share in Nintendo. So coming back to this, Saudi Arabia have now... It might be linked. Crazy. Saudi Arabia have now bought a $1 billion dollar stake in the Embracer Group, which equates to 8.1% of the company's shares. So, it's not a massive share. Like, it's not a massive thing.
It's a lot of money, though.
I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's not a massive share. They don't have any kind of majority. So, their say is basically buggery fuck all.
They just want to get in on it.
It's this thing of the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, trying to get money in the gaming industry. I mean, this is all this equates to, is trying to get money in the gaming industry and just proving once again how equitable the gaming industry is right now. Again, we said it at the time, Saudi Arabia do have a very bad human rights record, so it's not a lot of people are not happy that these shares are being allowed to be bought, but you can't really stop them. You can't stop them because they're being built by a public investment fund. Yeah.
If it's a company that's able to be bought shares from.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, Embracer founder states, Savvy Gaming Group's investment of $1 billion enables us to continue executing our strategy proactively from a position of strength across the global gaming industry, which doesn't sit right with me because, quite frankly, they own like a load of gaming studios now, and if they weren't in a position to actually own them before, why did they buy them? So, not hugely impressed by that statement, to be honest.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few years that 8% stake rises dramatically.
Yeah. Which will be...
I mean, I'm guessing there'll be investigations and stuff or whatever into like any of these kind of purchases and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they end up having majority control at some point, I think, you could say that maybe it was a kind of worked plan from the start, but I mean, you never know. Like you said, he might just want to have his finger in all these pies that are doing well.
I mean, it's going to get them funds. It's going to get them payback from it. It's like I said, like we've said it for a while now. The gaming industry is one of the most lucrative industries to be in. for certain companies. But yeah, it's concerning. I feel like I don't like countries investing in things like games because it's a very easy way to stop voicing concerned voices within games, and games is one of the best places to have political voices and political stances on stuff and protests.
Like, obviously, it's if, like you said, if they end up with like a majority control, they can easily censor so much stuff from games, and it would just change the landscape of gaming in general, really, because everything would be dialed down and diluted.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's again, it's one of those things where it's really nice to see that like people are willing to invest such large but like bits of money into these groups, this conglomerate of gaming studios. But it's concerning when it's people like Saudi Arabia who have such terrible human rights records. I mean, they're pretty much the only country that can invest in anything at the moment. Everybody else is broke. But yes, that's my news. That was my news. See, these news, they come around. They all come around. They make a full circle.
It's all dark linked.
Hey! Don't you mean Zelda?
I'll speak yourself out.
We love it. We love it. Right, that was our news. We hope you enjoy your news. We hope you learned something, and maybe you'll play some more games and be, I don't know, concerned about countries. But let's go on to the question for this week. Now, obviously, we don't have Bendy, so this is going to go one or two ways. We're going to have absolutely nothing to say, or we're going to ramble for 2 hours. There's no in between. But my question that I posed this week was burnout. When is it time to put down the controller? And obviously, when I say controller, I'm obviously talking about keyboards and mouse and any other type of instrument that you use to play your games. My point with this is when to stop because you're not enjoying yourself anymore. We had a very similar question, I feel, about addiction, gaming addiction, a month or so ago. It's slightly different. I'm not talking about people being addicted to games here when they can't put it down because they physically need to play it. I'm talking about people who are playing games so much that it just doesn't mean anything to them anymore. And I think that even if it's chilling you out, it means something to you. But when you can't be bothered to really get off your ass and go and play because you have played so much over like a short period of time, when is it too much? When is the burnout real? Because burnout in any other hobby is real. Like, if you were to play football for like every night for 2 weeks solid, you would be sitting and telling yourself, oh, I've got to step back from this now because I'm knackered and I've had too much and I don't enjoy this. I'm not enjoying it anymore because I've played it so much. What's the difference between that and, say, somebody who is continually playing Warzone every night? And I'm sorry, I know you use Warzone a lot for this, but it's fucking easy to do it. Because it's just the most prime example of people who play it, who hate it so much. You can hear it in their voices when they play, but they will continue to go back to it. When is it time to stop? When have you burnt out from playing games?
I mean, from like, I will pick up on the Warzone thing. I was playing it every night for probably a good year. And I mean, I was playing it more for the people I was playing with, not the game. But it's weird because I play a few different kind of like shooters and things like that, and it's like, for example, Apex. I don't really get angry at Apex. I mean, I might get annoyed, but that's generally probably at myself for doing something stupid, you know. But Warzone just it just brought out so much anger in me, and I don't know why. I think part of it comes down to it almost felt like I was competing with myself because I'd be pissed off if I didn't get like a decent KD or if I wasn't contributing to the team, and the worst thing is, like, if you just keep dying and keep getting brought back by your team, you just feel like, oh, why am I really here?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where burnout can start.
Totally.
Like, because almost feel like you're just there and you're not actually contributing. But like, yeah, they brought out the new map and everything. I played it about 3 times. I got a win on like my second game, and I was like, do you know what? I don't need to go back to that now. And I think I'm glad the map didn't do anything for me, because I knew for a long while, because I had actually stopped playing Warzone for a bit before that anyway, but I tried it because of the new map.
Yeah.
But like a couple of months, 3 months maybe before that, I knew I'd had burnout on that game.
Yeah.
But again, I was playing it because that's what everyone I was playing with was playing. It, every night it'd be, do you want to play Warzone? And it wasn't like,
Yeah.
let's play something like who wants to play what? It was, oh, you want Warzone?
Yeah.
But because I wanted to play games with my friends, and it's like we'd gone before I'd given up on Warzone, I think for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Might even be a bit longer than that. I literally just played Rebirth.
Yeah.
Didn't even play the regular Warzone. I was just playing Rebirth because it was a bit more of a fun game mode. You come back in and stuff. It didn't feel like you was necessarily letting everyone down if you just kept dying and everything.
Yeah.
I managed to get up to 100 wins, which was, I thought that was quite a good achievement. But then at that point, you're like, I've grinded this out to 100 wins now. And it was like, again, it was enjoyable because it was the people I was playing with, and it wasn't as bad as playing regular Warzone. But then we stopped playing it to play, I think Vanguard come out when it first came out, and we jumped on that pretty much every night for ages, and we stopped playing Warzone, and I've never been back to it. I think I might have played 2 games of Rebirth.
Yeah.
And this is like November last year.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe before that. And I've not missed it.
No.
I've not. And I think I was burned out while I was still playing it, but didn't stop playing it. Because it's not necessarily like burnout as in tiredness, like I'd had enough.
Yeah.
It was burnout for something specific.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I stopped playing it and was playing other things that I realized how little it actually meant to me anymore. And yes, I don't play with a lot of those people anymore. Everyone's kind of gone on to do other different things. It's not just me. Like other people have kind of stopped playing it as well. To be fair, I think there's only like maybe 1 or 2 people I know that I played with that still actually play it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't, but they're people I notice when I see like online or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've gone on to like I then moved to playing like Vanguard, like I said. Then I played Apex for a little while, and then I played Fortnite for a little while, and then I like really got back into Overwatch again. And now Overwatch I haven't played in maybe 2 months. So see what I mean? It's kind of like, I think I was reaching the point of burnout with Overwatch when we stopped.
Yeah.
Because it does. As much as Overwatch is my favorite game,
yeah,
and I love it, you still would get burnt out if you're
Yeah,
playing the
for
same
sure.
things
Yeah.
every night. And like, I do miss playing Overwatch, but I've kind of transitioned into like, I'm playing a lot more kind of story co-op games rather than just shooters. And I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm playing through like an actual story or whatever,
Yeah.
rather than just every night just getting on, shooting and dying. And I think I've realised that I was probably getting burnt out from shooters. Not necessarily just Warzone, but shooters, because
Yeah.
for like maybe a good solid year and a half, that's probably all I played. Every night was a shooter game, you know. And if you've got no variance in your games, you're either just going to get stuck in that slump and never go to something else, or you'll just get to the point where you're so burnt out that you just won't play anything else.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's true. It's true. So very similar experience to Warzone, although I didn't play it nearly as much as you guys did. I was playing it to play with you guys, but at no point was I having fun. Like, there was zero fun involved with this, unless I, was able to get into a back bedroom with Hall. But I had to stop playing it. I was just so burnt out with it, and because it's a very similar situation, because I'd played it too much, I didn't want to play any other shooters because of it. That was it. That was done. I was done. I was not playing anything that was PvP. Like, I had to have a good couple of months off from that. I wouldn't even play PvP in Destiny. I don't really like PvP in Destiny anyway, but I would always do it for stuff. But I just stopped. But I'm finding at the moment, and I think Bendy's also had a very similar situation where I'm a bit burnt out from gaming altogether. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's just I played way too much of a different thing, or like too many games in quick succession over a short period of time. I just can't be bothered. I just really want to just sit and watch TV. I think I need a brain drain. I think I need to just watch something crap and not think about anything, and not like come up and turn my computer on. I just need to sit and watch TV for a bit. And I suspect in a couple of weeks I'll be absolutely fine. I want to get back on it. I want to do all of the stuff in Destiny and get back on my story games. But like, I don't even want to play Destiny at the moment. And I just haven't been able to bring myself to finish the Forgotten City, which I was so excited to play when I played it at WASD.
Yeah.
So I think at the moment, what I need is that one game that really clicks with me to get me back into it. Because I think I pushed myself too much to play games, when really what I wanted was just to sit downstairs and do nothing. And it's caused me to sit downstairs and want to just watch TV, but play no games whatsoever. And I think this in the gaming industry, gaming, people of gaming, is a massive thing. I think we push ourselves to keep up with content all the time. That new game's come out, I have to play it. That new season's come out, I have to play it. That new battle pass has come out, I have to make sure I get to level 100 with it. There's a little bit too much of that at the moment. And I think it's, especially after having 2 years of having quite a lot of time to game, everybody's gone back to the office and figuring out that they don't have much time to game anymore. So they're, coming home, scoffing down their dinner, and, I've got to get back on that, I've got to get it back on that, I've got to get back on that. And then they're finding by the it gets to Friday, they're so exhausted, they don't want to do anything. And it's like, wouldn't it be better to not game during the week, and then maybe on the weekend when your friends are probably going to be free, to save yourself for that? I don't know. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I like you were saying, like you kind of haven't felt like going on and playing if you just want to chill out. It's almost like sometimes you need like a gaming holiday. Like you need to have like that. I mean, I've done it in the past where I've just been like, do you know what? I'm just going to watch some telly this week or whatever. Like normally I'd play a little something during the day, and like I said, I know I've been, because I was behind on Stranger Things. Anyway, I'd only watched like a couple of episodes of season 3 and then never went back to it when it came out. So I've restarted from the beginning anyway, just to catch up. And I'm now in season 4.
Yeah.
But like I've actually quite enjoyed not even thinking about turning on a console. I've been concentrating on wanting to watch and catch up with something, and I think sometimes you need that as well. It's almost kind of like just a refresh, restart. Just forget about gaming as much as you can. Because I've not, like I said, I've not streamed this week either.
Yeah.
So it's, apart from gaming in like of an evening, I am still gaming of an evening.
Yeah.
But it is almost like I'm taking a break from gaming elsewhere. So it's been a nice I don't want to say refresh, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like a reset in your body
yeah,
and soul.
I think you do. I think you do need it because, Zonk would probably disagree, but even he went on holiday.
Ah.
So
How can the Lord of Chivos go on holiday? Does nobody get achievements during that holiday?
no, his kids literally have to periodically hold up placards saying achievement unlocked as he's
Okay.
walking along doing things. So
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's a hard one because some people would tell you that they don't get burnt out and they're fine to play and game and stuff and all that, but I guarantee they do something other than gaming.
I was gonna say, I might argue that those people are burnt out. They're just not being very truthful with themselves.
Well, they might not be burnt out because they might have another hobby that
Well,
they
there
do
is that
like
as well.
3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
a couple of times a week. Like you said, someone might be playing, like doing football training a couple of times a week in a match, or going to the gym or something. They've got something other than gaming.
Yes.
But
yeah.
From my point of view, I have gaming. I game. I go out once every few weeks to do in real life D&D.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm gaming.
Yeah, so, I think there's possibly, and I think this is a very particular scenario to do with streamers, that I think streamers have to learn to game without streaming. I think a lot of streamers will sit there and go content on, YouTube, streaming, whatever, content creation, you know what I mean? Whereas they won't sit there and go, I'm just going to play this game because I want to play it. I think a lot of streamers will specifically sit there going, I'm going to play this game, I'm going to make a YouTube video, I'm going to make 5 clips for TikTok, I'm going to make a couple of shorts, and then possibly stream some of it as well. That's a lot of thought that's going into that, guys. You're basically doing a full-on production. That is definitely going to burn you out.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there kind of, because obviously I do stream quite regularly, apart from like this week.
Fine, it's holidays.
But like I said, it was even from streaming point of view, you get burnt out with streaming. Sometimes you do just need to take an input. Like if you just, sometimes you can just get up and go, do you know what? I think I just need a few days to myself.
Yep.
And you shouldn't feel ashamed for that at all. You take the time you need if you need it.
Yeah.
But like I was always in the back of my head, I was like, I really want to play this game, but I want to play it on stream. Whereas kind of now I might play it on stream.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing something else, but if I want to play it, I'll play it. Like I've got a few downloaded off the Game Pass that I was like, I can stream that, But at a certain point, I'm like, well, I've got now like 12 games that I want to stream.
You're saving them for streaming, and it's like you don't have that much time in your life.
It's never going to work out because there are going to be other games that come out that I'm like, I need to stream this. Like I'm not being funny. I know Forbidden West has already come and gone and everything. I will get around to playing it, and I probably will play on stream because I played Horizon Zero Dawn on stream.
Well, I assume you'll play Forbidden West as about the same time it took you to play Zero Dawn from when it came out.
Yeah, but I'd already played Zero Dawn before. It was like my first playthrough. But it was just something that was like, you know what? I want to play through that again.
Yeah.
Before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like God of War. I really enjoyed. And that's the thing. I think if I didn't have people in the chat and everything that I was enjoying streaming it too.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't stream like the sequel. Like I want to stream Ragnarok because I streamed God of War.
Yeah.
And like I had some really good fun playing that with people in the stream, so it's kind of one of them ones where it's like that will be like that's good memories for me. So I don't want to kind of like replay it, kind of thing. The same thing, I don't expect the same thing, but it's definitely that like Forbidden West, God of War, Ragnarok. They're probably the only two that I would say that I'm definitely going to play them on stream.
Yeah.
Other things now, I'm kind of like, well, if I'm going to play it, I'll
play it.
I might, if I've got nothing else to play, and it's available, then I might stream it. But I'm not going to sit there and stress out to myself that I want to play this on stream I need to work out when I'll play it between what games, because that was very much, I was very rigid when I first started streaming. I was literally a case of, I'm playing a game, I will play nothing but that game. Bear in mind, this was me when I first started as well. I literally streamed, because the first game I streamed was
Doggo!
yeah, he's made my second week in a row he's made an appearance.
Team mascot.
But like, yeah, I streamed Final Fantasy 9 because that was the first game I streamed, and I did it start to finish.
Yeah.
On stream, and then I did Kingdom Hearts start to finish. That was who I thought I was going to be as a streamer. I was going to play big games, start to finish, in a row, nothing in between.
Now look where you are, full-time Hades streamer.
Yeah, full-time Hades streamer. No, I think Hades is almost. I'm not saying Hades is done. You know, I might if I'm feeling like, I just want a nice. I know that I can just kind of relax with Hades. It's not.
Well, you've got your true ending with that now, haven't you? So
yeah,
that aspect of it is done.
Yeah, all I'm working towards is trying to get everything done, but that's going to take forever. Yeah, but that's going to take forever. And at that point, I can do the majority of that whenever. And then if I'm just like, you know what, I just want to have a few hours playing Hades, I'll play that. But I want to now kind of maybe play something different. And then obviously we have our group streams on a Saturday.
The chaos streams.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was doing that. I was making. I was worried about like what I was streaming when I was streaming.
Yeah.
I was kind of not forcing it, but I was almost like, for a while. It was pretty much all Warzone clips anyway. But I was like, I need to put something on TikTok. I don't really care about TikTok now. I'll sit and look at it for hours on end.
Yeah. TikTok hole.
Yeah, but like I'm not worried about putting content on TikTok. Beginning of this year, I was adamant I was going to upload to YouTube like more or less every day and things like that, and I did pretty well. I think I did.
You were getting there.
I think I did like two or three full playthroughs of games.
Yeah.
Which were really good, and I enjoyed doing it. But like, between recording the game, then editing the video, rendering the video, uploading the video,
it's so long.
Yeah, and then I've got other stuff I need to be doing, and like, I think a few of them weren't so bad. Like, I did Omno, and I made a mistake with the first game I started doing, but I was doing Omno and the Artful Escape.
Yeah.
I played them both in one afternoon. You know, like, not both in one afternoon, but you know what I mean. I on a Sunday afternoon, I sat and recorded Omno.
Yeah.
And then I edited, had all my videos ready and done.
Yeah.
And then uploaded them every day. And then like the next week, I did like the Artful Escape. Played it all in one afternoon, and then I kind of edited a couple of episodes, and I could do it one as I went, which was fine on a game that takes like 4 or 5 hours. But the first game I started to do was the Octopath Traveler. And I was trying to do it in sections as well. Yeah, I was trying to do it in sections, because like, if I'd have done it any other way, that game would have gone on forever. I mean, I didn't even finish it. That's the thing. But like, the sections were like, the first section was like 45 minutes, and after that, it was like an hour long at least. And like, to record an hour-long bit, lucky enough there wasn't much editing, because I didn't really have to cut anything out, because with my YouTube, I wasn't doing commentary either. It was just strictly gameplay. So unless I had to pause the game to get the door or something like that, there was no real need for editing.
Yeah. But
to render an hour-long episode of something, then upload the hour-long episode of something to YouTube, that was a good like 3 hours.
Yeah. And
I think like I was just trying to put too much on myself.
Yeah.
When there's not necessarily any need to. I think if you've got time and you want to do both, I'm like, or like you want to be involved on everything and you've got the time and the energy, I'm not saying don't. But like, for someone like me, like with family and you know, I look after my youngest technically, so I can't be glued to a console all day to
Yeah.
be able to do all these things. Maybe it's better that I just stick with one of them, and streaming's better for me because I can just press go and
Yeah.
play, and I'm done.
Yeah. There's no prep work per se.
No.
Prep work,
Whereas I think YouTube, I think I'd end up, if I was strictly doing YouTube, I don't think I'd last very long. Just because I don't have, like, I'm terrible. I can give up on projects really quick.
Mm.
And it's like, if I was trying to build myself on YouTube, like, properly, I'd probably lose interest in doing it a lot quick. Like, I mean, I think I did. That's why I stopped. I just lost interest in it because it just felt like a lot of work.
It's so much work. No, I mean, YouTube is.
I'm lazy, but
no, YouTube is a lot of work. It's an awful lot of work to put everything that needs to go up there. And I agree with you a lot with regard to this kind of thing. Is I also tried to do the whole play a quick video game over one Sunday afternoon and then upload it to YouTube, and it very quickly just became so tedious because I had so many other things to do. In fact, the only thing I really upload to YouTube now is Destiny 2 reaction clips.
Which do very well, by the way.
I mean, I'd stream them / record them, and it's very easy to clip when a reaction is happening. You know, it's very obvious in a video line from the sound when a big thing happens because, you know, the peak on the sound goes like this. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I was the same. I'm not burnt out with streaming. I will say I still enjoy streaming, and I will intend to come back. But what I can't do is what I used to do, is do it every... Did Arsenal score? I don't know.
No, I said yes because you coming back.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Every time I stream at the moment, because obviously I had a very long break, everyone's like, "Are you back?" And I'm like, "Yes," but it's not the same as before. I'm not going to be streaming at a schedule because I'm very busy and I've got other things to do, and I just can't continually keep doing it. At the moment, I just can't bother the game, so I can't stream anything. Can't stream. I'm not going to stream just chatting because, quite frankly, I'd be bored with that. So, you know, I'm not streaming at the moment because I can't bother the game. But as soon as I get back to gaming, you know, the usual Destiny streams will come back. The usual Sunday streams will come back, and Saturday streams. It just so happens that I might not do anything during the week other than Destiny, because it's a lot of effort. Especially now we've obviously got a podcast, which is very popular. People like it, and I enjoy doing the podcast way more than I enjoy doing YouTube videos. So
yeah, I'm really glad that we did start this because I've wanted to do a podcast for like ages, and then I was very fortunate that I was asked to join these two that had already decided they were doing one.
Literally, I mean, there was Hol I obviously thought about, but Hol doesn't like being on camera, so we had to make a decision at that point. But no, Tempus is, yeah, because you're the only other thing I will say is
second choice behind Hol.
Well, everybody's second choice behind Hol, even my husband. But it's like Tempus has always had a lot of opinions on games, and especially when he's playing them and stuff. So he's obviously obvious choice for it. But it was finding people that I think this is the thing that needs to be said. We're going to love games. We will always play games, but what you have to understand, and I think everybody should know this because they've gone through it themselves. And if you don't think you've gone through it yourselves, you're lying. Okay. You need to stop sometimes, even if it's just for a week. And the thing is, a lot of people won't think about the fact, I never stopped. But actually, I bet you all went on a week's holiday with your family and didn't take any games with you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's what I mean. It's you might not notice it sometimes, but I bet people do subconsciously take breaks without realizing maybe they're burned out from gaming.
Exactly.
Like, it wasn't until you posed this question that I kind of thought to myself, do you know what? I've not actually properly gamed in well over a week now.
This question was slightly self-serving for me, so I could rant about the fact that I'm burnt out on games.
I mean, it happens. The thing is, it can happen with anything.
Yeah.
And I think it can, like, for example, like a TV show, you could like, if you've got like 5 or 6 seasons or something that you're watching, and you're watching that every night, they'll get to a point where you're like, I can't be bothered to watch this tonight.
Yeah.
You know, burnout happens with everything. It's just one of them things, and I think you've just got to kind of realize when you kind of need to just step away from something for even just a few days.
Mm.
It's just a little refresher, like from that thing that you do every day.
Yeah.
It can make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Burnout is real with anything you do, and it doesn't matter how much you love it. You got to take a break from it sometimes, guys. It's only healthy. Otherwise, you will become obsessed and addicted. And if you want to hear about that, go listen to our podcast from a few weeks ago. Doggo! Oh, yeah, Doggo! Who's that good boy? Who's that good boy? Hey, Dabba Dabba! Okay, Dabba 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 Dabba! Ah, Dabba Dabba! Who's that good boy? Who's that good boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you're a good boy.
He's so old.
You're a good boy. Nettie gonna give you cuddles.
No. He's telling me he wants to go in the garden.
Oh, somebody needs to go pee pee.
Probably. Yeah. All right, mate. Give me 5 minutes.
Well, I think we've thoroughly had a good discussion about that.
Yes, I think we got our point across.
And I think anybody listening, the usual, if you want to talk about this, if you have experience with this, or if you're suffering from it at the moment and you just want somebody to talk to, write comments, DM us, and join our Discord, where there will be links everywhere, by the way. Because I think this is below. This is a subject that is actually quite. It kind of goes under the rug in the gaming industry, and the gaming. You know, when I say gaming industry, I do mean everybody that plays it as well as people that make it. But you need to talk about burnout. You need to talk when you're exhausted, because actually sometimes it could lead to, there could be some underlying issues there, and you need to talk about this kind of thing. You know, people in the gaming world love to just put stuff like this under, like, mental health issues under the rug. This comes under that, as far as I'm concerned. Talk about it, get it out there, make it a conversation. Don't be shy. Oh, look at a boy! I'm sorry, he's just so cute.
He's whinging next to me.
Oh, I feel like we're going to have to end this episode just so that Nogo can go out and pee-pee.
It's fine, he's impatient.
Ah, well, who isn't?
No, so all links below for everything, all our socials.
Absolutely. Twitter, T_U_G_P. Did I get it right? That's our Twitter. Unnamed Gaming Podcast. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and like Tempus said, we have a Discord that you are very welcome, and we encourage you to join, and the link will be below. Or if you can't find it below, just DM us on Twitter or whatever. We will send you the link. Come join us, guys. Come speak to us. Come and love us.
We'd love to hear any topics or questions or anything you've got as well. We're always open to discussing things, and if there's something you're just curious of what our thoughts or were on something, don't feel afraid to ask.
And as we mentioned earlier,
Trello board to fill.
We do. we have production to produce. As we mentioned earlier, there's an awful lot of gaming stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. So now is a great time to hop in and talk with other people. We've got a load of great gamers in there. They're all very chatty and they love to talk about stuff. So come join us.
Yes.
Tempus, where can our lovely audience find you?
At symbol, whatever that's called, Tempusbe. Easy as that.
OnlyFans.
Shh, people don't know about that one.
And I am Nettlecreates. And you can find me everywhere as Nettlecreates. Very simple. Nettle.
And our dark brooding friend over there.
Dark Link. Or Zelda, whichever one you want to call it. You can find
Bendy
her.
Costuming, is it?
Ben's costuming everywhere. Okay. Follow her everywhere, including on Twitter. She would like to grow her Twitter. I know this much.
And on her holiday.
And on her. Currently. Probably don't follow her on holiday. She may hurt you.
You'll get a high five. She'd always have she'd love a selfie of a fan. Mm-hmm. So. You can do that for her when she's on holiday. Imagine the stories.
I would probably get a text telling me to go fuck myself if she found us. It was us that was telling people to do this. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. She better be. She's going to upload it. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week. As I said, there's a lot happening, so you may hear some specials and stuff. Just watch this space. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.